In a village surrounded by barren mountains on all sides lived a poor woman named Fatima. She was known among the people for her strong will and kind heart. She had lost her husband in a tragic accident, leaving her with two young children and a dilapidated mud hut. All she had was a scrawny chicken and a worn-out rug. The days dragged on. Sometimes she and her children went to bed hungry. Other times, she had nothing but a piece of dry bread to share among them. But she would never ask anyone for help. In the corners of her house lived swarms of tiny ants. Despite her extreme poverty, Fatima never chased the ants away. Instead, whenever she and her children ate, she would gather the few crumbs left over from the bread and place them near the wall, saying, "Eat, creatures of God, for you have sustenance just as we do." Her children would wonder, "Mother, we are hungry. Why do you give the ants some of our meager food?" She would smile and say, "He who shows mercy to the weak will be shown mercy by God." One day, a drought struck the village. The land dried up, and the crops died. Prices soared, and Fatima could no longer find anyone to buy firewood. 3 days passed without any food entering her house. On the third night, her two children went to sleep crying from hunger. Fatima sat near the door, gazing at the sky. She wept, "O Lord, if you have forgotten me, do not forget my children." One morning, she noticed something unusual. The ants no longer went to her as usual, but instead marched in long lines toward the door of her house. Then they would quickly leave, as if leading her somewhere. Curious, she followed them out of the village. She followed him curiously, walking behind him out of the village, through the parched fields, until she reached a desolate, rocky area. There she gasped in astonishment. The ants were carrying things that glittered in the sun. She approached closer. They were tiny gold nuggets. "Oh, God, what is this?" she exclaimed, trembling. She followed the ants until they reached a crevice in a large rock. With her weak hands and a wooden stick, she began to dig around it. After a long struggle, an old chest appeared. She opened it and found it filled with gold and jewels. Fatima wept with joy, prostrating herself in gratitude to God. But her joy was short-lived.